just past the Opera House in front of the Botanical Gardens. Now, there's a scene you don't see every day. Excuse me. Two of the music greats of the world just strolling down past the Opera House. How many countries in the world can you do that in?
We're just discussing tactics for the race.
Well, wait a minute. The colours are different.
That's right. We're in stiff competition. Friendly now, but it's going to get pretty tight here in a minute.
Now, listen, I know you can sing and I know you can write. Can you sail?
Not as well as I sing or write. But I'm a beginning sailor. I love to sail. I've learned here on Sydney Harbor, and I'm looking. I can't tell you how excited I am to race on one of the 12 meters against this bloke. But and I intend to go sailing up the Whitsundays. I want to be a captain. I want to be able to camp out in the open sea.
I'll tell you, this man's pretty competitive. You're going to be screaming and shouting out there.
I'm screaming. I don't know about sailing very well. The closest I've been, I stood on the Kookaburra when it was over in Perth, so that's about the closest I've been to one. But no worries, I'll catch up. I can do this.
Mate, this will be a buzz.
No worries, I'm looking forward to it. Anything to get out in a boat like that, you've got to be kidding.
Yeah, you don't sail? Ever?
No, I've been on, the odd boat, but never actually crewed anything. I've never done anything. I stood there and ate and drank and received gold records and things.
Yeah, on those media launches, yeah, that sort of thing. All right, well, mate, I'd say good luck to you. Well, sort of. John Denver and Jimmy Barnes.
Good luck.
Good luck, boys. Okay.
So trying to get through these spectator boats.
Yes, it's rather a wall and it'll be a bit tricky, and these boys will have to be very sharp this afternoon.
Kerry down there having a good time, I think.
Very friendly.
What do I do now?
Perfect match. And Sydney a little.
We're going to make you an Australian if you keep hanging around like this all the time.
I wouldn't mind that at all. Thanks very much.
Well, Aspen, Colorado is a long way from the Sydney harbour, a much different environment, but you seem to have fallen in love with this city and also its harbour.
Well, I fell in love with the city, the harbor, Australia itself, the people, and I also got very smart and married an Australian lady, so I think you're stuck with me over here.
How'd you enjoy it out there today with Dennis Conner?
It was a great thrill, even to be aboard a 12-meter yacht. I've met Dennis once before. I've been a great fan of 12-meter racing. I read John's book and watched that with great interest, and felt, I think, the same pang that all Americans felt when he took the cup away from us. So it's just a great sporting event in the world, and to have a match like this going on and be able to participate, I was over the moon.
So if John ever gets back into 12 meters, you might be a crew member.
Well, I volunteer.
It was interesting. You talked about John's book, Born to Win, and I've just finished reading it. It's a great read, and I didn't realise the inspiration you provided for John Bertrand. John, it must be a great pleasure for you to meet John Denver here today.
It really is, that's right. We sent John a book when it was just written.
Yes, sir.
And I was hoping that you were able to get some time to read it. But during that whole period, John, the amount of pressure on us was extraordinary, and we spent about 4 years, when I say we, Raza, my wife, and I spent 4 years in the United States, particularly in Boston, and then we went down south. We had a BMW 650 motorcycle, and we went down to Georgia and Alabama, through all the bluegrass music area, right across to Los Angeles, the whole bit. And the whole Rocky Mountain High thing was a very, very important part of our life. And during the toughest times of the whole America's Cup event in 1983, that your tapes were magical in terms of the ability just to relax myself and send me off to sleep. And so I would like to shake your hand, sir.
I'm honored, sir. Thanks very much. Thank you.
And John, you enjoyed the book? You enjoyed reading John's experience with the tapes on? Because I remember he went down in the first race against Liberty. You had the tape on and were listening, and then on the last night when it was 3-3, again listening to John Denver.
That's right. Yes. Well, it's one of those things where you somehow got to switch off. You've got to somehow stop burning up, because the mental pressure burns people up, and that's one of the reasons. And to be able to switch off into another part of your life and to drift away and to feel comfortable with it is just healing the body, and that's what it was all about.
And that's exactly what it's for. I appreciate you saying that.
Music and sailing do tend to go hand in hand.
I certainly think so, and John is not the first person to mention to me that they've played my music a lot when they've been at sea. So now it's my turn to get back from the other side and see what I can find in sailing. And for me, it's also a very similar kind of thing to get away from the pressures of my life, which had to do with performing and recording and all of that, and to be out on Sydney Harbor is so incredibly relaxing to be sailing that it's just, it was very, very exciting to me. These past 2 weeks ago, I started taking lessons at the Pacific Sailing School here, And I know that this is something that I'm going to enjoy for the rest of my life.
One of the beauties of the sport is you can be a matter of 1 or 2 kilometres from the centre of a city and still feel as though you're 1,000 miles away.
And boy, that means everything to me. And I think just that fact alone is of great value to people, or would be to people anywhere.
John, I think your music also is not unlike the feeling that people touch on and discover when they go sailboating. You know, the serenity of it. And I can imagine that you will get hooked into this sport because of the empathy that I would guess you'll have.
Oh, I'm hooked already. And I think that what you say is true. You know, for me, the music has always been an expression of, you know, the sense of getting centered in yourself, really the reality that is true and that is there outside of all of the stuff that hits us from the extraneous world over here. And sailing is like that. For me, camping is like that. And what I have felt is I can take care of myself. I'm a pilot, so I can fly anywhere, and I can take care of myself in the mountains or in the desert or anywhere in the land. And I want to be able to do that with confidence and knowledge on the sea.
So we can see you buying a boat here pretty soon.
You can count on it. Any recommendations, sir? Not a 12-meter.
John Denver, who's had a great time on Sydney Harbour. We thank him for joining us today.
Real sorry that we can't be with you tonight, but nobody is.
And Charles and I said they were sorry they couldn't be there too, but they're here with us.
I've had a couple of great evenings at the American Music Awards in the past. My congratulations to all the nominees and the winners. Have a great evening.
I'll say that too. Okay, everybody, all together now.
Happy 15th anniversary American Music Awards.